Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're bringing you a story that'll touch your heart, make your eyes teary, and leave you thinking about the true price of love. This is the story of Ethan and Sophia, guy who could give up everything for love, and a girl lost in the colors of her own world. So, buckle up, because this journey is going to be an emotional roller coaster. Let's dive in. Sophia was a successful businesswoman. Her small fashion brand had taken the city by storm. She was the kind of girl who turned heads wherever she went long, curly blonde hair cascading down her back, sharp hazel eyes that sparkled with ambition, and a confidence that screamed power. She'd built her empire with her own hands. But there was one person who controlled every big decision in her life, her father, Mr. Warren. Mr. Warren was a tall, stern man with a face that rarely smiled. His voice was deep and commanding, the kind that made people stop and listen. He saw Sophia as his princess and wanted nothing less than a royal life for her. One day, a young man walked into their mansion. Ethan, he was dressed simply in a white shirt and jeans, holding a small bouquet of flowers. His dark hair was slightly messy, but his eyes held a quiet strength. He stood in front of Mr. Warren and said, "Sir, I'd like to marry your daughter." Mr. Warren looked him up and down, then burst into laughter. "You marry my daughter," he said mockingly. "What's your worth, boy?" "My Sophia lives a life of luxury. She spends millions every month designer clothes, lavish parties, her business, and you, what can you give her?" "This little bunch of flowers." Ethan didn't reply. He just stood there, a faint smile on his lips, his eyes hiding something deeper. Mr. Warren waved him off, saying, "Get out. You're not worth her time." Ethan left quietly, but fate had other plans. Months later, Mr. Warren's company hit rock bottom. Debts piled up, their mansion was about to be seized, and bank notices flooded in. Desperate, he turned to a friend who said, "Warren, there's one man who can save you, the CEO of AR Group. He's a mystery, but he's the biggest businessman in the city." With no other option, Mr. Warren went to the AR Group office. When he walked in, he froze. Sitting behind the desk was Ethan. Mr. Warren stammered, "You? What are you doing here?" Ethan smiled calmly. "Sir, I'm the CEO of AR Group. I've already paid off your 20 core debt. Your company, your home, your reputation, they're all safe. But I have one condition." "What condition?" Mr. Warren asked, still in shock. "I want to marry Sophia," Ethan said, "but she can't know I'm the CEO. I want to win her heart as an ordinary man." Mr. Warren had no choice, he agreed. But when Sophia found out, she exploded. "Dad, what is this nonsense? Me? Marry that village idiot? My business, my reputation, my life at all be ruined." Mr. Warren's voice turned cold. "This is my final wish, Sophia. You're my daughter, and my honor rests in your hands. This marriage will happen." The wedding day arrived. The mansion was decked out like a bride, flowers everywhere, golden lights twinkling, guests buzzing with excitement. Sophia wore a stunning red gown, but her face was a storm of anger and resentment. Ethan stood among the guests in a simple black suit, his eyes full of hope. The ceremony happened, but it was just a formality. Sophia's heart wasn't in it. That night, Ethan stepped into their bedroom. The room was a dream pink and gold decor, a bed covered in rose petals. But Sophia sat there, arms crossed. As he entered, she sneered, "Oh, so Mr. Husband has arrived. Planning to celebrate our first night, are we?" Ethan spoke softly. "Sophia, it's not like that. We're married now, so I have to stay in this room, right?" She glared at him. "Oh, please. What did you say to my dad to trap me with a loser like you? Do you even know how much I spend? 10 lakhs a month just on clothes and parties. I'm used to private jets and 5-star hotels. And you, what's your worth? You sweep floors in this house for $6,000 a month, and you think you can keep me happy? Ethan's voice stayed calm. I get your anger, Sophia, but I'll try my best to make you happy. Shut up, she snapped. Stop this nonsense. Spread a sheet in that corner and sleep on the floor. And don't even think about coming near me or touching me. You don't have the status for that. Ethan didn't argue. He quietly took an old sheet, laid it in the corner, and lay down. Sophia climbed into bed, but her mind was racing. How had her life come to this? Was she really stuck with this nobody forever? A year passed, and Ethan's life became a living hell. Sophia never gave him respect or let him close. He turned into the house, washing dishes, even walking Sophia's pampered poodle. Every day, she'd taunt him. This is your place. Ethan, you're nothing in my life. Just a burden I'm forced to carry. Then tragedy struck. Mr. Warren died in a car accident on his way back from a meeting. The news shattered the family. Sophia locked herself in her room, sobbing for hours, while Ethan silently handled the funeral arrangements. After Mr. Warren's death, the responsibility fell on Sophia and her mother, Margaret. But Margaret's hatred for Ethan only grew. Margaret was a sharp-tongued woman with silver hair and a commanding presence. She'd snap at Ethan every chance she got. You're a curse on this house, she'd say. If it weren't for you, my daughter's life wouldn't be this mess. One morning, Ethan stepped out of his room, still the same corner where he slept on the floor. Margaret was in the lounge with her friends, surrounded by plush sofas and expensive decor. She spotted him and barked, "Come here. My feet hurt. Massage them properly." Ethan hesitated Margaret in front of them. She snapped, "What? Now you'll teach me when to speak. Do it." Ethan knelt and started massaging her feet, his hands trembling with humiliation. Margaret's friend Nina laughed. "Wow, Margaret, you're something else. He's your son-in-law, and you're making him do servant work?" Margaret smirked. God knows what sins we committed to get this beggar tied to Sophia. He's a servant, so he'll do servant work. What else is he good for? Earns $6,000 a month and can't even buy my daughter a decent gift. Nina chuckled. True. Every guy in the city was crazy for Sophia. What did Warren see in him? Ethan's ears burned, but he stayed silent. He'd grown used to the insults. Just then, Sophia walked in. She looked stunning in a black crop top and jeans, her hair loose and flowing. Ethan glanced at her, and a small smile crept onto his face. She was the one thing that made his pain fade. Sophia's voice was cold. "Listen, my driver's sick today. Drop me at the office." Ethan nodded eagerly. He followed her, carrying her purse and files like a loyal assistant. In the car, she barely looked at him, muttering, "Don't do anything stupid. Just drop me off and go back." At the office gate, as Ethan stepped out to help, she stopped him. "Wait a minute, Ethan. This is my office. Losers like you aren't allowed here. I don't want anyone mocking me because they think you're my husband." "But Sophia, I can carry your files inside," he offered. "Get lost," she hissed. "Tomorrow's my birthday party, and I don't want it ruined. Go home and clean the house properly." Ethan's eyes welled up, but he drove back silently. As he gripped the steering wheel, a spark of hope flickered in his chest. "I won't let your birthday be ordinary, Sophia," he thought. "Tomorrow will be special." He pulled out his phone, dialed a number, and a mysterious smile spread across his face. Sophia reached her office. Still fuming from her encounter with Ethan, her assistant Tina rushed up. "Ma'am, Nick Bayajwan of the top 5 businessmen in the city is here to meet you." Sophia's jaw dropped. "Nick Bajaj, the guy who owns Hero Corp. He's here for me." "Yes, ma'am," Tina said. "He's waiting in your cabin." Sophia walked in and stopped dead. Nick stood there, tall and striking in a navy suit, his dark hair perfectly styled. He flashed a charming smile. "I know I don't usually meet people like this, But there's something special about you, Sophia. Her heart skipped a beat. Nick continued, I'll cut to the chase. I've got a business proposal. Partner with me, and your name will shine among the city's elite. And I, like you, I want to marry you, even knowing you're already married. Sophia's world tilted. What? Nick leaned closer. I know you're not happy in that marriage. I can give you the life you deserve. Luxury. Greed sparked in Sophia's eyes. Her small company could skyrocket with Nick's backing. I accept, she said quickly. The deal and the proposal. You'll come to my birthday party tomorrow, right? Nick grinned. Of course. Just need a little help from you. Back at home, Ethan was busy planning. He spent the day scrubbing floors, hanging decorations, and ordering Sophia's favorite chocolate cake. He wanted her birthday to be perfect. Late that night, he sat in his corner, staring at the ceiling, whispering, Tomorrow you'll see Sophia. I'll make you smile. The next day, the mansion buzzed with activity. Guests arrived, music played, and the air smelled of flowers and perfume. Sophia descended the stairs in a glittering black gown, her hair cascading in golden curls, a diamond necklace sparkling at her throat. Ethan, in a simple suit, You're so beautiful, he murmured to himself. If only I could stop loving you. Margaret spotted him holding a small gift box and snapped, Don't you dare ruin today with your cheap nonsense. I won't let you insult my daughter with that trash. Ethan nodded quietly. Okay, ma'am. Then Nick arrived, suave and confident. He whispered to Sophia, You know what to do with Ethan tonight, right? If you want me, that two-bit servant needs to be put in his place. Sophia smirked. He'll be begging to divorce me by the end of the night. The cake-cutting moment arrived. Nick called out, Wait, Sophia, where's your husband? It's your big day, he should be here. He turned to Ethan with fake sweetness. Ethan, come join us. Cut the cake together. For the first time, Sophia smiled at Ethan. Yes, come here. Ethan's heart raced. He stepped forward, nervous but hopeful. Sophia took his hand, guiding it to the knife. The crowd cheered until Nick accidentally pushed Ethan from behind. His face smashed into the cake, frosting splattering everywhere. Laughter erupted. Nick roared, Oh man, Sophia. I didn't know your husband was such a loser. He can't even cut a cake. Sophia joined in. You're right, Mom. I gave this nobody too much credit. Go clean yourself up, Ethan, then serve drinks. Ethan's heart shattered, but he saw Nick smirk and understood. I get it now, he thought. You'll regret this. He wiped his face and returned as guests handed Sophia lavish gifts. Nick gave her a diamond necklace, saying, For a beautiful girl, the best piece from my collection. Wow, it's stunning, Sophia gushed. Ethan stepped forward with his small box. Sophia, I got you something. Please, just look at it. She rolled her eyes. I told you not to waste my time. Nick laughed. Let's see what this loser brought. Probably trash. Sophia opened it and froze. Inside was a Rolls-Royce key and a rare diamond bracelet. This how, she stammered. Margaret demanded, What's in it? Ethan spoke calmly. It's a Rolls-Royce and a rare diamond bracelet, something only queens or the wives of the richest men own. Not like your cheap trinkets, Nick. Sophia gasped. This is fake or stolen. Nick's phone rang. He answered, his face paling. What? Who did this? AR Group's CEO. His name's Ethan Kapoor. Ethan smiled. That's right. I'm the CEO of AR Group. And Nick, I just bankrupted your company. The room went silent. Ethan turned to Sophia. I saw Nick propose to you yesterday. I followed him and heard his real plan. He wanted to use you, then ruin you with his friends. I couldn't let that happen. Nick fell to his knees, begging, Please, Ethan, forgive me. I didn't know you were the biggest man in the city. Too late, Ethan said. You tried to destroy my wife. Get out. Margaret shouted. If you're so rich, Why live like a servant here? Ethan sighed. I fell for Sophia at a party years ago. I wanted her to love me for me, not my money. I came to Mr. Warren as a normal guy, but he refused when his company sank. I saved it, paid off 20 crow rand, asked for Sophia's hand, on the condition she'll never know who I really am. I wanted to win her heart as a servant. Tears streamed down Sophia's face. I pushed away the one who loved me most. Ethan's voice broke. I couldn't win the Sophia who'd love a simple man, so I'm leaving. I'll always love you, but I can't stay. Sophia sobbed. But for saving my dad, for exposing Nick, stay. He hugged her tightly, tears mixing with hers. One last embrace. Sophia was left with a love she'd realized too late. And that's the story, friends. Sometimes we lose what matters most, chasing what shines. What do you think? Did Sophia deserve a second chance? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share if you felt this tale in your heart.